Most people think when you hear the term saving the day, you get that sense of dramatic feeling where someone's gonna come and jump in front of a bullet for you or something. But it's more than just that. And I learned that the hard way I learned the hard way a couple of months ago. So before school started, I was having problems struggling with on how I was going to pay my tuition because you were required to pay a certain amount before starting school. So I stressed about it for maybe like a couple of months, and I'm hard-headed. I'm like very independent. I like to do things on my own. I didn't want to ask for help. I didn't want to show that I needed help. So I carried that weight on me for months, and very few people knew about it. It was family, but my family is the kind where they want you to ask for help if you need it, because they want you to know that it's okay to need help. So my uncle, my uncle being a good family person, he told me that he paid for a trip for me to go to Washington, D.C. to kind of let this be like my senior trip, but then to take stress off of my shoulders. And I told him it was something that I've always wanted to go to. It's like on my bucket list of places that I wanted to travel to. So I was excited, but he also knew at the same time while I was there, I would be stressing out the whole time over my tuition problem. So we get to Washington, D.C. I'm very excited. I just want to push this out of my head. I just want to enjoy my time in D.C. for a week. And we ended up visiting a lot of monuments. I went to the White House. I went to the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. I went to the African American Historical Museum. And I went to a art museum as well. During the Lincoln Memorial, there's a really long walk and a really long fountain until you really tall stairs until you get to the Lincoln Memorial. I was just contemplating on college, and if this was even going to be worth it when I get back. I'm gonna have to deal with this, and it so happens to be 1 week before school starts when I get back. Well, my uncle knew I was feeling down the whole time, and it progressively got worse and worse throughout the trip. I didn't want to do anything. I was hardly eating. I was struggling to keep a smile on my face. And my uncle was like, you know what? It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was the day before I left the trip. We ended up going. He surprised me with tickets to a baseball game, and we get to the baseball game. I was having a good time. It was also something that I had wanted to go to for a long time as well. It's been a while since I've been to a baseball game. I was younger. So we're at the game, and the game's done. It's about 8 o'clock at night, and we leave. We get back to the hotel, and he had a talk with me, about telling me asking for help, it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you incapable, but when you feel like you can't ask for help, then that's when you become incapable. Well, my uncle handed me a gift. It was wrapped in one of those big old packages, and where you unbox it, it gets smaller progressively. And when I got to the very last thing, he gave me a check, and he paid for my entire tuition for my first year of $23,000. I was I didn't have the words to say anything. I was just in shock. I was shaking. I was excited. I was happy. I was thinking I was in a dream. After that night, the next day, I was thinking about it all night, but I learned a very valuable lesson from it. That it's when you need help, especially whenever you have it around you, always ask for help. It doesn't make you weak, but what makes you weak is thinking you don't have to, or you have to do everything on your own.